Drivers behind the line, starting in 3, 2, 1, rebuild.
Rebuild starts with the autonomous pre-graded robots moving pre-programmed around the field of play. Garand Catholic Golden Gear is picking up some fuel from the neutral area and will successfully deploy that into their hub. Red Alliance hoping to do the same. Technocats able to grab a couple of those from that raised platform, but are now delivering them onto their field of play. Garand Catholic going for another round into the neutral zone, but just ran out of time to deliver those. Scores currently 23-16 in favor of your Blue Alliance. That means Red Alliance will get that first shift after the transition period. Both those hubs briefly active for the first 10 seconds of the teleoperated period. Teleoperated human players are now controlling those robots that their teams built this season, making use of many robots making use of swerve drive, allowing them to move pretty quickly around the field of play. Blue Alliance playing a little bit of Hungry Hippo, trying to pick up as much fuel as possible from the neutral zone between the two hubs, getting prepared for their hub to become active themselves. Red Alliance scoring a couple of those, leading the charge 64-98 Castle Robotics from Newburgh, Indiana. 1024 Garand Catholic Golden Gears from Noblesville, Indiana, launching a good volley of fuel into their hub. Each of those worth 1 point while the hub is active. 761 Tex Buffs hoping to do the same, but just a little bit to the right, so a lot of those fuel didn't actually make it in. Red Alliance been collecting fuel during that time. Many teams designing their robot to be pretty short and stout, allowing them to make their way underneath those trenches without a pout. 45, Technocats trying to release a good volley of fuel as their hub becomes active. They get 25 seconds and reaching kind of parity with the teams. Each of these get 2 opportunities of just their hub. Red Alliance trying to close up that gap between them and the Blue Alliance. They got 8 seconds to do so before it goes back over to the Blue. 2 Red Alliance robots able to contribute a couple of more before it heads back over to the Blue Alliance. Garand Catholic Golden Gears prepared for that time, launching some into the air, so they're able to score it as the hub becomes active. Red Alliance robots now picking up fuel that was just spilled out of the Blue hub area. Just over 500 fuel available on the field of play. 5188 Classified Robotics able to pick up some of those with their Robot Delta. They'll head over the bump with those and get ready for their hub to become active in the end game period. Both of those hubs were active for the remainder of the match. Garand Catholic Golden Gears passing some of that fuel to their human player, allowing them to score by hand into the hub. That's been allowed throughout the entirety of the match. Red Alliance currently in the lead with 200 points. Red Alliance just 6 fuel away from that ranking point bonus, 10 seconds remaining in our match. There are points available to climb, but many teams will continue to focus on that fuel. 45 putting up a good volley of fuel for the Red Alliance. But it looks like the Blue Alliance will take this home in a few seconds. But we'll have to see how these scores total up for qualification match 68. Blue Alliance taking the score of 210 to 118. Both of those teams cresting the 100 ranking point requirement for Energized. Blue Alliance getting an extra 3 for the ranking points for winning the match. All those Blue Alliance teams rising in the ranks.